Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I don't know what time are you watching this, but yes, this is our consultancy activity. Our names are Juan Diego Fajardo González, Santiago Pérez Jaimes, and myself, John Alejandro Toro Muriel. For this activity, we chose the Netherlands, and hope you like it.
Hello, in this case, my name is Juan Diego Fajardo, and I'm going to talk about the Destiny Relaxing Portable Sound Machine from Denmark to Netherlands. We're going to review the important aspects as classification of product in the harmonizing system, applicable tariff, and regulatory barriers. First of all, in the harmonized code system, we can find that sound recording or sound reproducing apparatus and others are identified with the number 851989. In this case, our product, we can assume that is a low voltage product according to the size, and also that is portable. So this is the reason that why our product fits in this description. Then, in terms of applicable tariff to this product, we know that both countries are from the European Union, but there is any FTA or FMN between both countries. There is just the normal treatment between both countries in the European Union. In this case, we can find that there is an applicable tariff of 21% of value added tax for this product to enter to Netherlands from Denmark. After talking about the applicable tariff for this product, we must talk about one of the most important things that we must take into account if we're going to import the product to Netherlands, that are the regulating entities and procedures, and also the regulating barriers for this product. In terms of the regulated entities and procedures, we have the Senelec entity, that is the European Committee for Electrotechnical Standardizations. This is the entity that is in charge of assume the lowest requirements that the product must have that can bring safety for the consumers, and also there is a part of the work to check this product from the entities from Netherlands. Both are in charge of the safety and to check the product to be imported to the Netherlands. Talking about the regulatory barriers, we can find here the general requirements in terms of labeling and product safety. First, the products must be specify how to use the product and safety recommendations that ensure safe interaction between the consumer and the product. Then, in the second point, that the product is assembled and connected in a safe way. And in the third point, it talks about special requirements according to safety of people, animals, ensuring the proper usage of the product for which was made for. Talking about the regulatory barriers, we can find here the general requirements in terms of labeling and product safety. First, the products must be specify how to use the product and safety recommendations that ensure safe interaction between the consumer and the product. Then, in the second point, that the product is assembled and connected in a safe way. And in the third point, it talks about special requirements according to safety of people, animals, ensuring the proper usage of the product for which was made for. In point 2 and 3, we can find parts of the general regulation for the care of the consumers, whether they are people or animals, to safeguard and keep their life safe due to the interaction they may have with the product. They are based on irradiation of the product, possible problems with the electrical equipment, a specification for use, and instruction guides for the care and the correct use of the product. Then in the last part of the regulating barriers, we have the CE marking. The CE marking is the mark that approve that this product is achieving the essential requirements for the commercialization of the product, that in this case is the cell machine, and is one of the most important parts of the regulating barriers. Without this mark, the product cannot be commercialized in the market.
As Destiny Corporation researchers, we have to take into account each one of our products. I will be talking about our high-G Destiny blanket, which is this 100% pure bamboo viscose premium blanket. In the Census Bureau, it will be recognized with the code 63.01 as blankets and traveling rugs. Since the company is exploring the possibilities of branching out, we have to take the tariffs into account. As my partner said, we acknowledge the fact that both countries are from the European Union, meaning that Netherlands adheres to the basis of the European Union's VAT directive. The Dutch value-added taxes takes the rate of 21%, 9%, or 0% in some exceptions. The product I'll be further explaining, which is the High Destiny blanket, has a VAT of 21% on its imports. As the company, we have to take into account the Dutch market regulations to successfully enter it, via respect for the law and the culture. Law-wise, we have to look into the country-specific regulations barriers for the imports, which are, first, the labeling regulations, where products that will be placed on the European Union market are provided with the labeling or the documents which should be in compliance with the regulation number 1007 of 2011 and the Council. Its purpose is to ensure that customers, when purchasing textile products, are given an accurate description. Then we proceed to the testing requirements. This is where the market surveillance authorities check the status of the products and confirm, based on the supplied information via its labeling, that it is according to the country methods of analysis and if the product is appropriate. This process takes form in the requirement number as B820, and the main purpose of the regulation is to ensure that the consumers, when purchasing the product, get a safe, non-toxic, and accord to the country labeling regulations. As a company, we have to take into account their looks or their view on the chemicals, endangered species, and their own eco-label, meaning that the placing on the EU market of textiles and leathers containing certain chemical substances may be prohibited or severely restricted in order to protect their human health and environment. Substances could be, even though the list is long, we have examples such as mercury compounds and nickel, which are poorly used in the creation of garments or industrial textiles. Then, talking about in the endangered wildlife, we have that imports of certain endangered species of animals and plants are subject to compliance with the European Union wildlife regulatory measures. This is based on CITES, which is the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora. Then we have an European Union initiative, which is the Ecolabel, that is the official mark of the European Union for products with the lowest environmental impact in a product range. They have an aim to promote as well to help the customers identify the products that don't have a big impact on our environment and are green friendly. This is an initiative meaning that the product could still be sold on the EU market with no obligations to the eco label wise.
Okay, so as it was previously stated, the country we chose is the Netherlands, and the product I am now going to talk about with you is the Nike tea for the Huga brand. And the first thing we gotta say, it's code. It's code in the harmonized system. The code I found is 0902 because if I go any more specific, it is something that the product is not. Any more specific, and would be or either green tea or black tea or fermented black tea, and Nike tea is none of those. I mean, this product is mainly made of passion flower, chamomile, linden, and catnip. So, as you can clearly hear from my voice, it does not include green tea or black tea. So, that is that. And yeah, let's proceed. Okay, so talking about tariff barriers, we can notice that the Netherlands and Denmark are both part of the EU, the European Union. So there is no tariff for importation or exportation between them. But we can notice that this product specifically has a value added tax of 9%. And I mean, it is the only tax that affects this product as of what I could find in the investigation. So there is practically no tariff barriers in this exportation towards the Netherlands. And when we talk about non-tariff barriers, now we can start to notice that there are a lot of barriers, specifically because this product is for human consumption. So the countries have to be really careful with how they handle this. So the Netherlands has a series of regulations it has for this kind of products. And I'm gonna focus only on the most important ones because if I did every single one, this audio would be 20 minutes long, and that is not the idea. So let's start with the first one, and it is the regulation of 2017-625. And this regulation is in charge of the verification of the compliance of the rules related to food safety. It is very simple, you can understand everything from the title, so we can go ahead with the next one. And it is the Council Regulation EEC number 315/93. And this regulation concerns contaminants contained in food. And what are contaminants? Contaminants is everything that could pose a threat, for saying it somewhat, for people with allergies. So, for example, my product has nothing to do with nuts, but if it is treated in a plant where there are also products that are made from nuts, I have to be careful with the amount of residue that comes into my product, and it has to be a certain amount below it so it can be admitted. And the third one is Commission Regulation EC number 1881/2006. This regulation sets maximum levels for certain contaminants in foodstuffs. An example would be nitrate. a very simple example. So let's proceed with the next one. And it is the regulation EC number 396 of 2005. And this regulation is in charge of the maximum residue levels of pesticide in or on food. So 990 is, as you can hear from the ingredients, made of plants and fruit, and so these kind of products get treated with pesticides in order to avoid pests to destroy the product when it is being produced. So a certain level of this has to be top of it, or it would be rejected. Now with the next one, there is not enough information in the data for the NAG90 to know if it is a GMO or is it not a GMO, a genetically modified food. But in case it is, the regulation that would take care of it are the regulation EC 1829 of 2003 and the regulation EU 503 of 2013. The next regulation regards food hygiene rules, and it is very simple. It handles procedures based on hand analysis and critical control point, HACCP for shorter. And yeah, it takes care of how the food is being treated in the production plant, and keeping in mind that it is something that is going to be consumed, it has to be in really good conditions. The next regulation is the EU number 1169 of 2011, and this regulation lays down several provisions, 5 to be exact. And the first one is the mandatory nutrition information on processed foods, and the second one would be mandatory origin labeling of unprocessed meat from pigs, sheep, goats, and poultry. But this product really doesn't involve any of this, so I'm just saying it because it's what the regulation says. The third one is we are obliged to highlight any allergens in the list of ingredients. And so that's how we have to say the list of ingredients, and the list of ingredients doesn't include any allergens, but also I don't know what is being done in the plant, so there may be a risk of a nut allergy or something like that we would have to be aware of. And the fourth one is for better legibility. It is to make sure that everyone who reads the label understands what it says, so it puts a standard of a minimum size of text in order to be read. And the last one are the requirements on information on allergens that cover non-prepacked foods. So, for example, if it is going to be sold in a cafe or in a restaurant, they will have to tell the consumer what are the risks for allergies in the product. The next regulation involves the SPS authorization on active substances used in plant protection. This is the regulation number 1107 of 2009. And this regulation makes sure that, for example, if our products are being treated with a pesticide, the pesticide that is going to be used is, upheld by the European Union, by the SPS. And the last one with the regulation number 1935 of 2004, and it is about packaging requirements. These packaging requirements require, as the name says, for it to be packed in such a way that the packaging does not affect the food. Either it be plastic or paper or anything, it is to make sure that this does not alter the food, does not put the food in any danger before it is being consumed. And yeah, that's basically it.